Welcome to Programming Redux. Last time I talked about the design principles. Today I will talk about types. Types in programming languages are directly linked with what you can express with the language and how accurately you can express it. So in effect, types define the state space of the programming languages. There are basically two classes of types, primitive types and user-defined types. The primitive types are there from the get-go. These are the default types. These are the types you can use directly when you start. The user-defined types are then aggregates or composites of these primitive types or then other user-defined types. Already in ancestor languages, the class of primitive types is rather large. You can find types for characters, bytes, integers, long integers, floating point values, pointers, unsigned versions of almost anything, Boolean values, and so on. As for user-defined types, there are mechanisms to compose new types based on these primitive types or then other user-defined types. These could be like arrays, structures, or enumerations. Oh, this sounds really good. It means that the ancestor languages are already rather expressive. However, it also means that the ancestor languages are complex. All this complexity is basically then inherited by the modern languages. The modern languages take all these primitive types and take them further, allowing users to define even more complex types. So this is where I thought to clean the table, take a step back. So in Redux there are basically just two types. There are numbers and then there are strings. You can have numeric constants or string constants. You can have numeric variables or string variables. You can have numeric expressions or string expressions and so on. This is it. There is no mechanism for the user to define new types. So in effect, the state space of Redux basically consists of and only of numbers and strings. User is not allowed to define any new types. However, this doesn't mean that the user couldn't handle or somehow create tables or arrays. It is just that there is no mechanism in the language to define new types. It is an interesting step backwards from the ancestor languages. It basically cleans the whole state space. So it will be interesting to see how much this affects the expressivity of Redux and how much it's going to affect the usability of the language. Time will tell.